Anderson,
Joe,
Sam.
Donkey.
Donkey.
Since you're the one who refuses to play these games,
Yep.
what are we talking about, pal?
We're talking about rage games, and they're rage gamers apparently. Maybe some other topics along that with that.
Yeah.
Rage games, rage gamers, rage moments from us.
And just rage just rage.
Just rage. We've had a rage episode before, but it was literally just Anderson fucking going off for like an hour. For good reason.
mind
For good
you.
reason. For good reason. Oh man. Well, so I mean, I think we should start off with explaining what a rage game is. If some people out there don't understand, because I know once upon a time I didn't know what a rage game was. And these are some games that you can, and we'll rattle some off because I know that we'll be able to go around in a circle here and decipher. Some games that you can go watch gameplay on that induce rage. Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. What's that damn baby on a pink pogo stick bullshit?
Oh, you mean Pogo Stuck?
Pogo Stuck. Yep, Pogo Stuck.
Quap.
What else?
You don't remember Quap?
Yeah, Quap's one.
Quap.
That's the older one, but
It is old, but man, I'd say it's definitely one of the pioneers in its field.
You know what? I'm gonna throw this one back, and y'all might disagree with me. Super Nintendo, The Lion King. Anybody play that?
I never played Lion
I
King.
played
game.
it, but I don't think it's really a rage game. It's just poorly made game.
I mean, you can't say it was poorly made. Look at the time it was made.
It was poorly made even for that time.
I was about to say no. You can definitely say it's poorly made.
It's one of those meme games like E.T.
Oh God.
That's fair.
What's another good rage game?
Well, essentially, and those are good ones because you can watch a shit ton of content on those games.
Oh yeah.
And the list goes on and on. Literally, just go onto YouTube and type in rage games after you're done watching this on YouTube, or Twitch after you're done hanging out with us on the stream. And that's what we're discussing, is those kind of games. The reason behind why they're rage-inducing games is they are designed to fuck you over.
And to mock you while they're
Constantly.
fucking you over.
Huh?
And to mock you while they're fucking you over.
Especially Getting Over It. Oh my God.
Getting Over It is the absolute worst. The absolute worst. And I still, because, okay. I do want to say that at one point in time in TGB history, I had mentioned to the Chocolate Father that we should do a Rage Games competition. Like a month-long competition amongst the three of us.
A
This
month?
was before Sam. This is before Sam was involved. But like, on our
Yeah,
challenges.
he
on
wanted a
Saturday
whole last month of that bullshit.
night. Yeah, basically to see, like, we could set up a rage competition, rage tournament, if you will, and see who could make it to the end without, quitting or leaving or breaking something. And the response I was received with was not what I thought. Anderson usually, if it's something to do with shittery, like if it's a roast or if it's something that's going to piss someone off in a funny way, he'll do it. So I'm thinking, when I asked him this, I'm thinking he's in, sold. The response I received was, fuck no.
Yep.
It was because he was like, I am not going to lose my cool on a video game just for someone's enjoyment. And I went, I understand it. I respect it. Isn't that why we do what we do? But when you look at these games, it's very understood as to why, like, this rage from these games don't just like stay at your computer.
Oh, they follow you.
It follows you. Like, It's too. So I won't lie. I went and I did play a small smidgen of getting over it, and I came this close to breaking my mouse. like and when I say this close, I mean like the way I was gripping my mouse, I legitimately like had it in position to throw it like a baseball, and I was fully prepared to send it across the room, but I didn't have a backup. So I was like, don't want to do that. But I want to know. So what are y'all's thoughts? Like, what? So I guess the first question we should ask is, why would someone play these games?
Probably mostly for that exact reason, is to watch somebody rage. Like you play it yourself for like a little bit and then be like, okay, fuck this game, but let me get my buddy on it and see how he reacts. Yeah. Right. And so like if I were like, like let's say let's say you hadn't played Getting Over It yet and I found this game, I would 100% send it to you like and be like, play this, but record yourself. Yeah.
I need to watch.
Yeah, I need to watch or stream it or do something, like I would 100% do that every time. So I think that's probably going to be the number one motivating reason. Two, some people I think just like the challenge of it. Like if they can get
they're just masochists.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But if you can literally get over it, right, and actually beat the game, like that's impressive because it's a game that's designed to be extremely difficult and just kind of piss you off throughout the entire thing.
Yep.
And so I think it's going to be equal parts funny moments and equal parts clout.
Yeah, definitely. And the only other reason I can think of is like someone actually just wants to rage and they're like, you know what? I just want to fucking rage out. So I'm going to play this rage game and eventually I'll just have a moment where I just fucking lose it.
Oh yeah, it'd be a great way to de-stress.
I think I
want to fucking punch a hole through your wall.
Or at least maybe not de-stress, but like not revert, like move your stress somewhere else,
Yeah, kind of redirect it.
Redirect, that's what I'm trying. I don't know why I couldn't think of redirect. Gary's in here, by the way, saying Anderson's a beautiful unit right now.
He's wearing a shirt with his name on it.
God, fucking conceited.
Sold out for himself, bro.
Conceited motherfucker. God damn.
Yeah. And you love it.
So I want to go back to what Anderson said because I fully agree. You have to have some sort of love of masochism. You have to be a masochist to play those kind of games because
not just to play it, but to keep playing it.
To keep up with it, like to come back and try and beat the game.
Yeah, I gave up after 20 minutes on getting over it.
Because like it's like those games are literally designed to cause mental pain, like true mental pain. And for people to consistently come back willingly, not even for clout, I'm saying just to like play it, like say, I'll play it again, why not? You are a special kind of human being. We don't kink shame around here, but we need to talk.
Is everything okay at home?
You definitely got some Markiplier traits in you right there.
Honestly, dude, that watching his stuff with that, if you have,
because I recommended that to you, and I was just like, yeah, watch this.
You did. You actually recommended it to me when I said, hey, we should do this, and you were like, watch these, see why I'm saying no. The fact that Mark willingly came back to keep going, you have to have some sort of special thought process. Like your brain has to be wired a certain way to be able to do that, because that's just too much.
Hey, Wonder Chain, what's going on, man?
What up, Wonder Chain? Oh, and Gary. Sorry, I didn't say hi to Gary.
Yeah,
I heard you saying, but
Gary's back. Also, Mama Strike is saying no kink shaming, and Gary's saying kink promotion only.
From Mama Strike.
Oh, kink promotion all day long. Kink promotion.
What if kink shaming is my kink?
I would never. I would never kink shame someone.
Did
we just go X-Files?
Because Anderson said, what if kink shaming is my kink?
I need a moment.
I need the fucking like Inception soundboard too.
I was about to say, I
Like,
sent everybody through a fucking existential crisis with that one.
I just went full meme with the captain sitting in the chair like, which button am I gonna hit? Like,
yeah. No, Mama Stark is saying. I mean, if you're into degrading, maybe that's.
well, but are you the degrader or the degradee? Because the degrader may not enjoy that game so much, but the degradee would love it. Like,
True.
Oh yeah, treat me like shit, daddy.
we're
Gary said.
the kink hour.
Yeah, Gary said that's the real podcast topic: kink shaming as a kink.
Yo, we could talk about this. Welcome to Kink Hour. What is your
Welcome
kink? Drop
to-
in the chat.
Welcome to TGB 18 plus.
Yeah.
Oh, what is the? You changed the title now?
No,
Oh, what are you doing?
you won't be able to hear this though. Hang on. Just keep talking. It's fine.
Rip. Okay. So, penis cages. Yeah, those are big.
Yo, did you hear about that story where someone hacked into one of those and basically kept him slave until they paid him money?
Huh?
Okay, so you just said penis cages, right? They have an electronic form, and someone hacked into someone's penis cage and actually held them for ransom. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is the day and age we live in.
Okay, Google, lock my
Nah,
cock
that's not gonna
cage.
work. Never mind.
Like, I don't know how that would work, but okay.
I could not find device. Cock cage.
Alexa over there, like, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah.
I was just supposed to make a shopping list.
All right, we can get back to the topic. My plan didn't quite work out. But.
Anyway, so but yeah, no, you have to, like, you're just thinking about the fact of playing the game consistently, any game, you have to be just bred differently, man. Like, it's, your brain has to be wired some way. And again, if you're into that, like, I am not one to say stop, like, do your thing. I just can't.
Although, would you
Like,
would you class that? So, like, let's say, so Gary just said he just raged in Siege, to be honest, right? So there's a level to what kind of rage there is. I understand, but like, when say there's like a driven person that just wants to be the best at every video game, right? And so
Okay.
like, even I can go back to like Rocket League, right? Like, getting up to, you know, champ, grand champ, anything like that is extremely difficult. Some would say a little masochistic, because you have to constantly play, and the chat in Rocket League is toxic.
oh yeah.
And so, like, to continue playing that game, like, that's kind of why I stopped, was because, like, I was just so, like, not only burnt out, which we covered in another podcast episode. You should go check it out, youtube.com/gamingboys. Sorry.
Gaming Boys?
Oh, did I say the Gaming Boys? Whoops, the Gaming Bunch. Yeah, yeah, just the Gaming Bunch. My bad.
He
Like,
tried.
yeah, I tried. I'm not a good fast talker, apparently, but
Be for
yeah,
effort.
yeah,
I'll give you that.
I'll take it. But wouldn't that just be on the same level technically? No.
Nope.
No, you don't think so?
I think so.
So the reason I would say no,
And chat, let us know what your
Is-
thoughts are too.
I fully agree. I fully agree that to a degree, there's a rage-inducing moment in each individual video game. Like, there's something that's gonna make you rage. Whether it's like, prime example, last night I was getting pissed because when we were playing The Forest, tune in and check that out when it comes on the YouTube. When we were playing The Forest, there were moments when I was trying to do something and the game would bug out and not let me do it. And I was like, ah! Like, it was when I was waiting for y'all to get to me and I was like trying to build a fire, and literally I would put the plan down on the ground and it would disappear.
Oh.
And I kept doing this over and over and over again. It kept disappearing. I'm like, I need a fire. I need to cook. I'm gonna die if I don't eat. Like, there's rage-inducing moments in each individual video game. That does not classify that game as a rage game. A rage game is a game built to literally make you lose your mind.
Yeah, but I mean, at a certain point, maybe you get some Stockholm syndrome or something. But, like, you know, at a certain point, once you kind of get past that rage and you just keep going, is it not just a regular game at that point? I'm just bringing up that discussion. That's all I'm doing. Like, I don't think so, but
I wouldn't say so, because again, I would look at it at the core roots of what the game was built for. If the game was built to be a rage game, it's a rage game. If the game was built to be a shooter, like Gary was talking in chat just now about Siege, that game's a shooter. It's a 5v5 shooter, round-based shooter. It's not a rage game. You may rage in the game, but it's not a rage game. I feel like rage games have their own genre, kind of like how you have like horror or action or adventure or whatever. Rage would fall in that genre category because there are games built specifically for that. It's not an adventure-based game, or it's not an action-based game, or not comedy. Well, comedy, yeah, you can say that technically. But it's a rage-based game that's built to make you pissed because the game is literally like you have to be 100% perfect to do the game, to beat it. If not, you're gonna break your monitor. Like,
so
it's just how it works.
I was about to say, you when you're talking about rage games and their classification, you gotta look at their game design and the intent of the developer. Because I mean, you can, as we've seen, you can rage in Among Us or you can rage in Rust, but that doesn't mean they're rage games. That just means you got angry at mechanics in the game and stuff like that, or maybe the people in the game. You got angry at them. Doesn't necessarily mean you're raging at the game. You're just raging at components of the game. Rage games, however, you're raging at the fucking game.
Yeah.
Because you know the game is bullshit. You're dealing with bullshit, and it's mocking you while you're dealing with that bullshit.
So let me ask you this, and Gary brings up a good point. So he says, I think raging in games is inherent because of the ability for a game to not function properly because it is a game construct. But games that just make you mad are a different breed, though I wouldn't say they are meant to rage. Like Dark Souls isn't made to rage, it's just made to be hard, like an uber hard genre of games. So would you classify, so like Dark Souls can piss some people off, right? Because it is just uber ultra hard, right? Would that then be
yeah, but I think the game is built to be that way.
It is. But then one can say that getting over it is built that way.
Yeah, I would say when it comes to like I would say Dark Souls is kind of like an in-betweener. It just depends on the person playing it.
Correct. Because we actually it's cool that we can do callbacks to old episodes. We've been doing this long enough that we can do this. We played a Dark Souls time trial challenge where each one of us, was when Juice was still on the show, each one of us would take a turn fighting Phoenix Gundyr. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Except the first name, but close enough.
Okay. Gundyr, the first one.
That's fine.
But we were trying to see who could beat him the fastest. A lot of people, and I looked this up because I did some research beforehand. I'd never played Dark Souls before. I did some research. A lot of people don't make it past him because of how hard the game is. However, there's a cult-like following for that game because people appreciate it for the lore, appreciate it for the difficulty, appreciate it for the strategy. You know, there's a lot of people who really devote a lot of time to these games in the Dark Souls community for that to be, you know, as it is. I still wouldn't classify that as a rage game. It's just a really hard game. Mm-hmm. There is zero strategy to Pogo Stuck and to getting over it. Those two games I'm going to use as reference because there's two games that I've played. There's zero strategy to those two games.
Just luck and bullshit.
Yeah, there's zero lore, there's zero strategy. It's literally just meant for you to be pissed off the whole time.
Well, have you seen a speedrun of getting over it?
I have.
Yes.
Those people have strategies.
But also, those people have played it enough to build that strategy. And that takes a certain kind of individual. Let's be honest. Like, that means you had the mental capacity to go back and keep playing that game over and over and over and over and over again.
And like it.
Yeah.
To do that.
Fair.
Like,
yeah, we've got some murmurings in chat here. We got Wonder Chain saying getting over it is aggravating. Gary coming back and saying, in my opinion, I feel like Dark Souls is made to be clunky, love to watch, but not to play, though I know that opinion would be hella unpopular. And yes, the running game is QWOP. And he said speedrunners are a different breed in general. True.
Yeah,
very true.
I would say for his comment on the Dark Souls one, for the clunky, if we're talking about Dark Souls 2 or just the first before the PS5 remake, Demon Souls or something like that, yeah, I would agree with you. They're clunky, but 3 and 1, not so much, but I can understand where you say that, because there are sometimes some elements in those games where it's just like it either something fucks up or you're just like, I should have hit that, or the hitboxes. Hitboxes are a major thing.
But I'd also like to continue that statement too and say Gary's 100% correct in his mention of loving to watch it, not play it. I'm the exact same way.
Yeah.
Anderson and I had this talk. I don't like playing Dark Souls. It's not my genre of game, and that's okay. Because I enjoy, if I'm going to play a story-based game with some lore behind it, I don't mind playing it on easy or normal. That game's inherently hard, so it's not a game I'm going to enjoy. But thanks to Juice, I do enjoy watching it, because after watching Juice play it, dude was just speed stratting the whole way through, showing me all kinds of stuff, which was really cool because I got a chance to see the game as it is. I appreciate video games no matter what they are. Any video game across the board, I'll give it a chance to watch it. I may not enjoy playing it, but I'll give it a chance to watch it because some of that content is fantastic. But going back to the original topic, I wouldn't layer it in with rage-based games at all, because I don't believe that they are built to be a rage-inducing game. If they were, you'd have a lot less, in my opinion, a lot less of a player base, because it takes a certain individual, as we've said, to really inherently continue, you know?
Because Dark Souls is kind of more like trial by fire, get good kind of gameplay.
Yep. Isn't that where Get Good, like, was created?
Yeah, Dark Souls.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Dark Souls 1
The more
2,
you
then
know.
3 came out, and it was just like, oh, you can't get past the first boss? Get good. And that's where that came from.
Mm-hmm. I remember you told me that. So so I have a question for y'all. Being in the rage field, if you will, we've talked about, special people playing it, because it does take a special individual. We talked about the style of gameplay. Do you feel as though there's a market big enough for developers to continue making said games?
I'd say yeah.
I'd say yeah. It depends on how they handle the marketing.
Well, I was going to say it's mostly going to be based off of people playing it on Twitch and YouTube, right? Because
I would say it's mainly going to be for the meme.
Yeah, because like most people aren't going to buy it just to try to beat it and be like, hey, I beat getting over it. Like most people are going to buy it to watch somebody rage. Like they might try it themselves, maybe do it, maybe stream it themselves. But I think overall it's going to be more like, like, hey, watching somebody play it and then just like laughing at them screaming all the time. So I think there's a market for it. I don't think it's never, of course, going to be as big as, like shooters, racing games, anything like that. But, I think there's at least a marketing for it, where at least like indie developers to come in, make a shitty game that gets a lot of traction, that they get some sales for, and then maybe make something else later on, Yeah. Yeah. I think that would be a good, like a path in, at least.
Excuse me. I agree. I feel like I think the biggest thing that helps that market is we live in an age where new is never a bad thing.
Yeah.
People are always looking for the new thing. Yeah. People are always looking for a new thing. And I think that's what really helps. If more rage games came out, we could definitely see a lot of people try and take that leap to, especially in the age of content creation. We're content creators. We're there. We know what it looks like. And I feel like for content creation's sake, you'd see a lot of that pop up, especially all across YouTube, because YouTube's huge for that. But I wonder if that would translate to the streaming world, because that still seems like a bit of a niche market where people would have to want to watch.
I see you, Gary.
Gary leaving?
What?
Hello?
That says Gary leaving.
Yeah, he's gonna leave the stream open, but
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
But yeah,
Hi, Gary.
I would say there's definitely a market for it because I mean, people still watch a bunch of random YouTubers and Twitch streamers just scream and stuff like that, even when they're not playing a rage game. So,
well, I was gonna say, yeah, like I think there's really a market for in terms of content creation, and there's a lot of creators out there are like reactions and raging. I mean, like even like Ninja, right? Like, yeah, he's a good player, but I feel like 99% of the reason that people watch him is because of when he rages. You know,
like when he gets owned and he just starts screaming and stuff like that, they want to see that.
Yeah.
They know he's going to win a bunch of them, but that one time where it's going to be like, hey, you got owned by a fucking nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we want to see that reaction.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's always going to be a place for that, you know, because people just want to watch people suffer because we're all evil.
Actually, now that I think about it, that makes sense as to why Tim the Tatman got so many views on Fall Guys.
Yeah.
Because so many people were wanting to see him fail and watch him rage.
Although,
I mean, he shattered his records.
Yeah. Would you consider Fall Guys a rage game?
No.
That one I feel like is borderline to me because I wouldn't really consider it a rage game, but with kind of like, you know, the randomness that can happen, that just like, you know, like say, you know, it launches a fucking planet at you or something like that and knocks you off of whatever. I feel like that can be designed to, yeah, I know it's designed to whittle people out, but like,
yeah, I
well,
feel
that's
like
where
it's definitely a rage-inducing game, but I wouldn't call it a rage game.
That's where, well, I'd still classify it as a battle royale.
yeah, it is BR for sure.
But I don't think it's a rage-based game. Like you can, like again, this goes back to Siege. In other games that are out there, there are going to be games that are going to cause rage for whatever reason. Were they designed as such? No. Like, if a game has the design to be, oh, I have a tick on me. That's nice.
Yep. Say goodbye to red meat for the next 2 years.
Rip. You're gonna go there, pal.
Just burn them.
I'm about to. If you have a game that's built and designed to cause rage to be induced, that is a rage game. We could go play any game right now. We've heard Anderson, we've heard Sam, we've heard myself all rage on some game at some point in any challenge, playthrough, any after show gaming, whatever it may be. We've raged. But does that classify the game as a rage game? No. And I think that's going to be a debate that a lot of people will have over time is like, does that classify? You know, that's going to be the debate everyone's going to have is, could this be classified as a rage game? No. Unless it's built as such. Like everyone knows getting over with Bennett Foddy, you know, Pogo Stuck. What was the other one? It was Quap. Those three games specifically, since we brought them up at the beginning, those three games are built to be rage-inducing games because that's what the developers made it as.
That's what they intended.
Correct. But now I'm curious, have y'all ever, we'll say with the three games that we used, have y'all played those at any point, and what was your rage induction, if you will?
So I've played Getting Over It and Quap. I haven't played Pogo, whatever. But so like kind of like I mentioned earlier, it took me about 20 minutes before I stopped playing Getting Over It. And I made it to, you know, that part, like you go over like a little cliff or whatever, and then it's all flat for a second, and then there's just like that straight up vertical that you have to go up. I got to that in about 3 minutes. The rest of the 17 minutes were all spent trying to get up. And at that point, I just said, fuck it. And now I'm not really a guy that like rages or throws things so much. I was just like, fuck this, and just closed it. So like, for me, it didn't really induce rage necessarily, but I'm not that kind of guy really. And then Quap, man, it was a long time ago. I think we were still in school like when Quap was out. I feel like we played it in the computer lab. I struggle to remember. I mean, I don't think I've ever sat down and like tried to play quad, like really. But I know I've played it before.
I was about to say I never sat down and actually did it. It was more like when I had free time in the computer lab after whatever lesson.
Yeah.
And I would just hop on and just be like, all right, let's just fuck around for a bit.
Yeah, like I think it was on like Addicting Games at one point.
Yep.
That was probably it. That's probably the only reason that it even entered my life.
Yeah, I was about to say I remember having to go through Secure Tunnel to get to Addicting Games.
Yep. Our school didn't block it for a while.
Our school did, and I found like a little VPN site, and I was just like, I'm gonna use this.
It's a way to do it.
It is indeed. It is indeed.
What about you, Joe? Have you?
Yeah. No, I mean, I've played Getting Over It. I think I put about, I'll probably say about an hour and a half into the game, because I did get up the cliff. I got to the point where you have to like straddle your way up through that little like rock passage.
You got to the rock with the lights.
Yeah, I got to that, and then I shot myself all the way back down, and I was like, nope, no. I literally, like, I was holding, and I was using my other mouse at the time. I hadn't had this one yet. I was holding my mouse, not normal, not like this. I was holding my mouse like this, like, and I was ready to launch it. It was prepared to take flight. Oh, that's my driver's going off. But I would say when that I don't. Well, no, I have played Pogo Stuck. I have not played Quap. But Pogo Stuck, I had all about maybe 30 minutes.
No, really?
30 minutes. I was like, nope, not me. Nope. I'll watch Markiplier do it. I don't care. Not for me.
Did y'all ever play? I don't know if you would consider this one, but I remember like thinking a decent while back ago. There was a game. I think it was like Happy Wheels. It was the one with like the dad on the bike with the kid on the back. Mm-hmm. You had to like try to make it across. I feel like that could be potentially considered as one, but I don't know. I never really.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely on the border of what is one or what isn't one.
Yeah.
But I played it. I definitely have some anger moments. I never raged at it, but I was just like, the fuck, why isn't this working?
So I remember when like
then I figured out
Tobuscus was playing it. Throwing it back there a little bit, and then he got in his bit of trouble.
Yep.
Yeah, and like I used to watch basically all of those. I never played it really myself though. I don't know why.
Yeah, I played it. It's a fun game. It just depends on the maps you choose and those because Happy Wheels is kind of a funny one because some maps can be just jokes, some maps can be actually like fun, and then some maps are made to like induce rage.
Yeah.
So it just depends on the map you get.
True.
Well, and that's also where going back, we were using the references of Siege and whatnot. I still firmly believe that a game that was built to be rage inducing was, and if all y'all out there remember this game, we said it earlier, The Lion King on Super Nintendo.
Why would you think it'd be built to be that if it was
It's
Disney game
I was about to say poorly built game.
made for kids?
Because I think it was such a poorly built game that they were like, this is going to piss some people off. Let's see what happens. Especially when you're on the trees and you're trying to jump across on the trees.
Yeah,
Nope.
I wouldn't agree with that because the game design is the one that comes up with the concept of the game. Game developers just build the game. And it's not the fault of the game that was designed to imitate The Lion King, was just built so poorly.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't think I would consider it one. But chat, what do you think? Are there any games out there that we missed out on that are rage games? Because I'm sure we have, but I know those are like some of the more popular ones that we've mentioned.
Well, let's take to Google because I'm sure we missed a few.
Yeah. Is that Kiona? What is that one? Looks like KLONA 2.
We totally forgot about the game Rage.
Yeah, Clona. Okay, gotcha. Yeah,
I mean,
I've never heard of that.
I guess.
Let's see.
Oh,
here.
PS2 game. Interesting. platforming and boss battles as well as board riding stages. Were you able to get through it, Wonder Chain, or did you give up?
So I wanna read this real quick. So I just typed in rage games in Google search. So per Games Radar, now keep in mind this is a dated article, but we're gonna roll with it. It's April 24th, 2012.
No damn.
So at the time, these are the top 19 most rage-inducing games. Let's decide. Let's have some fun with this. Let's decide if they would be considered a rage game or not.
It is if we know them.
Yeah.
Number 1, Super Meat Boy.
That one I have played. It is very hard. It's kind of like on that Souls level, personally, for me.
Yeah, I was
like,
about to say Super Meat Boy is kind of on the Souls level. It's just difficult.
Like it's borderline at best. I'll call it.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's borderline.
Number 2, Stuntman. Anybody remember that game?
Oh wait, that car drive. Wasn't it a car drive? Yeah.
It was a straight. You were a stuntman, and you basically just did stunts the entire time.
Yep.
And you could never beat the stunts.
That one was definitely rage-inducing, because like you would do what it wanted you to do, and it was still like, nah, motherfucker, do it again. Like,
yeah. I'm going to actually say that was a rage game.
I don't know. I had never played that game, so I don't know.
I would say that was a console-based rage game because, Sam, you hit the nail on the head. No matter what you did, you could not beat the level.
Yep. I think I checked it out
ahead.
from GameStop and played it, and I was like, nope, fuck this.
Yep. I bought it when it first came out because it looked amazing, and then I was like, at one night I'm sitting down and playing it, I was like, I'm gonna break the game. That's it. Ninja Gaiden Black.
Never played Ninja Gaiden personally.
I played Ninja Gaiden games, but I haven't played Black, so I don't know.
All right. Well, that's one we haven't played. Super Ghouls and Ghosts. I have played this. It is not a it's not a rage game. It's a rage-inducing game. This is old. I'm talking Super Nintendo old. The game itself is rage-inducing because you go through this entire like map of levels, each individual level progressively getting harder and harder. You finally get to the boss, who's the devil. You beat the devil. What does the game do? It goes, oh wait, you're not done. You have to do it again to beat it. And now everything that was super difficult all the way up to the devil, who was already extremely difficult, you now have to do the entire thing over again, starting at that difficulty and it getting progressively more difficult from there. That is a rage-inducing game. I don't know of anybody who's actually beaten it, but GG if you have. It's not a rage game though.
Sounds fun.
One we've already talked about, Dark Souls. The next one, Bit Trip Runner. Anybody played that?
Nope.
It sounds familiar. Hang on,
I'll read you the description. Do you like metronomes and memory tests? We hope so, because if you want any hope of seeing the later stages of this rhythm-based platformer, you better have the timing and visual retention of a god. Passing through each psychedelic stage means jumping and ducking with exact precision as the blocky commander video auto runs to the right, and we can get down with that.
I have played it.
What we can't abide is when accidentally ducking when you meant to jump at the end of a stage sends you all the way back to the beginning, no matter how effortlessly you can pass through the first 60 seconds of the stage.
Yeah, there's no checkpoints at all.
Yeah.
It's start, end, that's it.
Definitely sounds like a rage game.
That's a rage game, 100%.
The game's final levels are more discouraging to your progress than a sharp stick in the eye.
Oh, God.
Damn.
So, the next one, Dota 2.
Not really a MOBA guy.
No.
Although Wonder Chain did say League earlier, which is basically Dota 2.
I wouldn't even say that's a rage game. That's just the players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's just more of a.
Yeah. Wondering if you're in here, give us some insight. Like, is it just like the players, or is it the gameplay itself that you find raging? But while we wait for that, you can continue.
Let's see. Devil May Cry 3. No.
I was about to say any Devil May Cry series. No, it's not a rage game.
That is all action, all adventure, all demon slaying.
If you're raging at that, you just suck.
Yeah, if you rage at that game, it means you suck. Put it down, put it away, don't play it.
Get good.
I love those games. Ooh. This one I'm going to go ahead and say is not a rage game. It is the toxic players who played it that made you want to rage. And that is none other than Samuel. Can I get a drum roll, please? Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3.
Yep. It's just purely the players.
Very true. 100% the players.
Yep. Next one up.
You can kind of lump
F-Zero.
up. Going back for a second, you can kind of lump Modern Warfare 2 in that as well with one man army and noob tubes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. F-Zero GX. Did y'all ever play that?
No.
Nope.
I did. So that is okay. So for those of you out there who never played F-Zero, or F-Zero GX, this was the GameCube installment of F-Zero, or the later installment, I should say. The game is a racing game based around spaceships, almost like Mario Kart, but it's all spaceships. Don't really know the characters all that well.
Well, Captain Falcon comes from that, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
That's the only one. Everyone else is just like, okay, cool, you look cool.
Yeah.
But the difficulty behind this, and I would say this is a blurred borderline between rage game and rage inducing game, because I don't want to say the game was built to piss you off, but winning a race in that game is harder than hitting the money ball.
Oh, damn.
Like it's difficult. Like you could be in first place hauling ass and suddenly out of nowhere just something hits you like shit. Like it's tough. So yeah, I would say that's the one that blurs that line for racing at least. But let us know what you think. Magic the Gathering Duels of the Planeswalkers. I've never played it.
Magic the Gathering as a rage game?
I'm assuming it's kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh in that sense, where if you play Yu-Gi-Oh Duel Links, it can get shitty. I did play Yu-Gi-Oh Duel Links.
It's basically like the old school Wizard 101 with but cards.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, I'm saying that's not a rage game.
Nah.
Ooh. I know what my answer is on this, but Mirror's Edge.
I'm gonna say no. There were enough.
That wasn't a rage game. That was easy.
Yeah, that was an easy game. I mean, at first it was a little tough to get used to, but once you get used to it, it's not that hard.
I mean,
there's
it was basically
checkpoints.
just getting used to the perspective.
So yeah. I'm gonna go a step further with what you said, Anderson. I would say that's why people would rage at it, because of how easy it was. Like it was too easy. Because from the get-go,
you're overcomplicating the fucking game.
Correct. Like it was too easy, because all it was you just free running each level and following the path you have to go. Like it's not a rage game by any means, but it definitely was. You raged because you wanted more substance out of the game. It was like it missed that thick gravy with it. You know what I'm saying? It missed the gumption. It missed just that meat that it needed, and that would piss a lot of people off. But I don't think it was a rage.
If that pissed people off, then you're going to be disappointed by a lot of the fucking games that come out.
It's true. Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3.
It's not a rage game. It's a fighter game.
Mm-hmm.
That means you're either versing the computer or you're versing another player. So once again, get good.
I know we're on the list, but Wonder Chain came up saying, "What about Visage?" which I hadn't played, and so I looked it up, and so it's a psychological horror game where the house constantly changes, like its layout, and so like I'm reading some of the reviews, and most of it, like they're really like a lot of people really like it. There's one guy that says, "You forget what reality is." Gigi gave me all the spooks. I shitted myself. Like, so yeah, and it was spelled SHIDDED. So props to this guy. And so I don't know if you wouldn't really consider that a rage game necessarily, but I can understand why one would think so.
I'd love to play that though.
That would be fun. Yeah. I doubt there's any multiplayer to it, but next playthrough? Question mark?
Dibs.
Have fun.
Next up is if you've ever worked at GameStop, this is your favorite game to be asked about all the time when people want to call in.
Oh no.
Sam, can you guess what game I'm talking about?
Is it Battletoads?
It's Battletoads.
Oh my god.
God damn it.
I think that the rage comes more from the people who call in with shitty Battletoads jokes than the game itself, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
All right, GameStop employees, calm down.
Honestly, did you ever work at GameStop?
No, I didn't, but I still got questions about Battletoads just because I was a gamer. Which is stupid, I know, but it happened.
It's fair.
For me, it was just the incessant, just like shitty jokes, and like, and it was always like at the worst time too. It was like some Karen coming in saying like, "You sold my son this game. It's rated R or rated M, and he shouldn't be playing it." And that's where you say like, "Ma'am, I tried to disclose this to you. That is a rated M game. You're buying it for your son." And you were just continuously talking on your cell phone, so whatever. And so it was always like, yeah. So it was always like after some Karen, and then they would fucking call and be like, "Hey, do you have Battletoads?" Or "Hey, do you have that game where the frogs fight?" Or "Hey, do you have like?" It was just, oh my god.
Hey, there's this game where like you're like this. It's like Frogger, but you fight, and I hear you have it on discount. I hear it's 69 cents. Yeah, do you have that?
God, you sound like the fucking World of Warcraft nerd off of South Park. Just calling in.
Next up, Mario Kart 7.
I mean, any Mario Kart game is going to be rage-inducing. I wouldn't say they're rage games.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's a rage game.
Yeah, I mean, we all know that feeling of being in first and then getting blue shelled and going last. Like,
yeah, especially like 2 feet from the fucking finish line.
Yeah,
just getting fucking bodied.
And fucking Peach just rolls right by you every time.
Yeah,
this is everybody's favorite game right here, and this is Puzzle Quest: Challenge of the Warlords.
The fuck.
Never played it.
I'm gonna say if it's Puzzle Quest, I pretty much already know what the game's about. That's probably not a rage game.
Yep. Next up, Castlevania.
I never played Castlevania.
That's
They're one that they mentioned specifically because there's a lot of them. I know
that. The first one.
Wonder Chain saying not a rage game.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that's a rage game. It's kind of difficult, but it's not like overly difficult.
The next one,
the mechanics in the first one wasn't great either, so I wouldn't say it's a rage game.
I agree. The next one, I'm not going to say it's a rage game. I'm going to say I hate this game for very, very few reasons at that, but very understood reasons. And you can go watch this on the challenge that we did. That is. Anderson, you're laughing. Do you know what game I'm about to say?
I feel like I am. Because if
What
we
is it?
did a challenge on it, I'm gonna guess Marvel versus Capcom.
Ultimate Marvel versus Capcom 3, the
Yep.
shittiest fighting game on the planet.
Yeah, he's got a point with that one. It really is a shitty game.
It is a
That
terrible
game is broken. Absolutely broken.
Especially use fucking Rocket or fucking Frank West. Jesus Christ.
It's not a rage game. I know it's not a rage game.
It's just a horribly made game.
It's a horribly made game.
like
It
Lion
is trash. Absolute trash.
Like Lion
Yep. Not a rage game, but definitely just horribly designed and built.
This one throws it way back. Super Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, I haven't played that.
I don't think I played that one.
I did.
Yeah.
I definitely did. Yet another example of a broken game. Because they had, at the time, if I'm not mistaken, they had Super Star Wars, Super Empire Strikes Back, and then Super Return of the Jedi.
Dang, they were just like on super on everything.
Well, it's because it was on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Super Star Wars and Super Return of the Jedi were fantastic because they followed the story really well, even though it was on the Super Nintendo. Super Empire Strikes Back was broken because they tried to get, they aimed for the moon and plummeted into the ground. They blew up before liftoff.
Aim for the moon, went to the center of the earth.
Yeah, they went full SpaceX. I remember there were missions in that game where it was nearly impossible to win because you were having to, like, for instance, there was one. It was when you were in the what are they called? The snow speeder ships. The ones where they would shoot the grappling and like
Yeah.
hit the
Pretty sure they're just-
walker's legs and then
Snow speeders is fine.
yeah. The snow speeders, you would try to aim and hit what you needed to hit, and you'd miss every single time. You could be lined up perfectly, and the moment you shoot, it's like, oh, missed my leg, like, and it was consistent, and you were just like, God, like you just break those little gray controllers in half. But it was not a rage game by any means. No. Let's see what's next. Huh. Is that an actual game?
What is it called?
Say it out loud for the people.
You will like us when we're angry.
I've never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Interesting.
I'm assuming
Yeah.
it's a game. They mentioned
But
it.
that's the end of the list.
I'm surprised it didn't list one that I've actually played that is known for being nearly impossible. And that is Takeshi's Challenge.
Takeshi's
Let me see.
Challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So the list I'm pulling up now, I'm seeing if that's on it because this one was done in May of 2019.
Yeah, Takeshi's Challenge is old as fuck. Right? I'm talking about like 19 like what was it?
1900s.
Yeah.
I was about to say that because that covers at least 100 years. So
I pulled up an article that says Takeshi's Challenge, a closer look at the worst video game of all time.
yep.
I'm for it. I'm for it. So this one I'm looking at now is based on off of the reviews from Twinfinite. It has Super Meat Boy again. This is the top 8 most rage-inducing video games. Spelunky.
Ever played it?
Sam.
Nope.
Hotline Miami 2.
No.
Oh.
Cuphead.
No, Cuphead's not
No,
rage
that's
inducing.
that's like I mean, it's
I mean,
like Dark Souls, but on a lesser level.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call that. I wouldn't
It's
call it
hard.
like a Dark Souls game. It's hard, but it's not rage inducing.
It's
It's
fun.
definitely doable.
It is very fun.
Let's see.
Yeah, I just call Cuphead a normal fucking game.
That's fair. FTL.
Never heard
Faster
of it.
than light? What?
Fiddle?
FTL is a fantastic game that, despite random elements that may infuriate, still remains a joy to play. You see, FTL 2 is a roguelike. FTL 2 is a roguelike, and you can lose hours due to chance or bad luck. Although, thanks to some savvy game design, you at least feel like you have learned something along the way. The problem lies in the random nature of the game. Sometimes you are just going to run into tough foes before you have had a chance to improve your ship sufficiently, or you may find yourself stranded and out of gas. Both of these scenarios occur frequently enough to be painful, but hey, at least the music is soothing enough. That reminds me of one game in particular, where you are flying around space and you may lose gas, and if you lose gas, you are stranded, and that is Eve. Eve was difficult.
Yeah. Eve is got probably the highest learning curve out of any game I've ever played. It is honestly insane the amount of stuff you can do in that game. It was fun for a bit, and then it just got extremely monotonous. Because like the amount of mining that you have to do and everything like that, like once you get up to a certain level, like you're good, but like, you know, it's just like the amount that you have to do. Like I play RuneScape sometimes. Well, I've played RuneScape, I don't really play right now, but RuneScape can be infuriating with the amount of grind you have to do on that game.
Yeah, it's true.
It doesn't hold a fucking candle at Eve, bro. Like,
True.
Then I would never want to play Eve.
no, like I mean RuneScape, you know, is like 1300 hour max level kind of stuff, right? Like, which is a lot, don't get me wrong, but you know, Eve, I feel like 1300 hours and you're still barely scratching the surface.
Oh yeah, fuck
You
that.
know.
That's at that point the learning curve is basically just
There is no learning curve. It's
Yeah.
the curve is like, like
it's not even a curve. It's just here's the bottom and then a fucking wall. And then
or,
top.
or better yet, this is the learning curve.
Yeah. Because I think with RuneScape, it's such like a linear progression, right? Like, you know, as you get better, you get to better things. It makes a lot of sense,
Yeah.
right? With Eve, it's like once you get better, it opens like way too many doors to different things.
Yep.
And that's, I think, that's ultimate problem.
This one, 100% borderline rage game. I've played this. It is terrifying as equal as it is rage inducing, and that is Catherine.
Ooh,
Really?
Yes.
I messed up sometimes in Catherine, but I didn't really have any problems with it.
I wouldn't really call it a rage game.
I hated that game. I played it and I was just like, stop, just stop, stop, don't. I'm done.
Yeah, I
Like,
wouldn't call it a rage game. I was fine with that game.
I hated it. It was the worst. This one, it's interesting that this one made the list. Monster Hunter.
I feel like the rage from that one comes with the learning curve and grinding and stuff like that. I don't feel like it's an actual rage game.
And then this one also made the list. Or these two. Bloodborne and Sekiro.
No,
I mean, that's
it's just like Souls.
those are Souls
Again,
games.
again, it
from
goes right
software-
back to it goes right back to the thought of it's just a very difficult game. I think that's going to be the common misconception that we're going to run into is finding that defining line.
between an actual rage game and a rage-inducing game.
Yeah, something that's extremely difficult and then something that's built to make you pissed. Like
Wonder,
that's gonna be
Wonder Chain says Sekiro is a rage game only because of the final boss.
I'll give him that one. Final boss is bullshit.
that's fair. That is very fair. I mean, I think we made our points. Like, I do believe that we've come to a good conclusion.
Yeah.
On understanding the difference. You know, because we could debate it all day long. We could debate it all day long on what would constitute or what's actually a thing with that. But I at the end of the day, I'll still stick to rage games are built very differently from other games specifically because they're built to, you know, make you pissed. But other than that,
I'll say that when it comes to rage games and stuff like that, I still believe that rage games, the key defining factor between them and other games or rage-inducing games is the intent behind it, the game design, and the game theory behind it, whether it is made to piss you off and mock you, or it's just a difficult game and rage-inducing. But at the end of the day, everyone has a personal preference, everyone has their opinions, the lines are going to be blurred, the games are going to be blurred on personal perspective and such like that. So I mean, really, it's what you think and what you feel is rage inducing and what makes you feel rage. That is also another factor.
Completely agree.
Absolutely.
Could not agree more. Well, YouTube, this is to you. Everyone in Twitch has been having fun, but you haven't yet. You made it to the end of the video. Now it's your turn. Let us know in the comments what you think.
Yeah,
and if you like this kind of content that we've talked about and other podcasts that we've done, drop a like below. But let us know in the comments what you think. What do you feel as though we have hit the medium of what is a rage game and the difference as such with other rage-inducing games? And then, of course, let us know if there's any games we might have missed. But to also you at YouTube, if you haven't yet, and you just found us through some random video that you were watching at 4 o'clock in the morning and just happened to come across our podcast, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell icon, and you can stay up to date on all things TGB, because you don't have to find us at 4 o'clock in the morning anymore. You can find us at 4:45 p.m. Eastern Standard when we upload our videos Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Also, for those of you who are with us on Twitch right now, everyone who's watching on YouTube can join them for this Sunday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard, challenge and playthroughs on Saturdays at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard, and then for Sam's playthrough Monday nights 8 o'clock, and my playthroughs Tuesday night 8 o'clock. Come hang out with us on Twitch. Everyone here is having a blast. If you're with us on Twitch right now, go ahead and hit the follow button. That way you can have more fun with us in the future. And of course, Sam, you know what time it is.
Prime subs.
That's right. If you have Amazon Prime, link it to your Twitch account. You can sub for free. And free. It's me.
For free.
But yes, it is free to sign up. That helps us get money from Amazon, which allows us to invest it back into you all through fun stuff like the Challenge Series tournament and other giveaways that we'll be doing in the future. And of course, allows us to continue doing this and having more and more fun, so we can
build and subscribe with Jeff Bezos.
And there's Wonder Chain with 100 biddies. Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Appreciate that. That's amazing.
I got them biddies.
Them biddies. But also, if you don't have Amazon Prime, you can sub as well. If you don't have the money to do so, we understand. No harm, no foul. Just hit the follow button and come hang out with us. And if you want to dono as well, just like Wonder Chain did, you can do that as well, either with some bits or some straight cash, whatever you prefer. If you want to gift a sub to someone, do that as well. We greatly appreciate that. But if you can't, again, we totally understand. Just come hang out with us. We do appreciate that as well.
Yep. Always boys. We just love having people in the chat.
We do.
Yep.
We do. That honestly makes our day more than y'all ever could understand, because it is a fun, fantastic time to hang out with chat and hear what you have to say as well. So YouTube, get on it. Twitch, get on it. Boys, we are out. Peace.
Peace.